Kansubire muri steady. So today, deep in coffee, Martha Abi Bukenya. Kansubire muri steady, man. Yesterday was a very long day for me. Yesterday was a very long day for me. That's a story for another day. But it was a very long day. Yeah. So today, I want us to talk about a good name because it's Market Tuesday, right? So we talk about a good name, the advantages that come with a good name. You know, there's a saying that a good name is better than silver and gold. I never used to believe in this, but yesterday, apparently something good happened to me, you know, in amidst all the challenges that happened. Good morning, Solomon. So my glasses broke yesterday. I have a piece of them here. They broke like this. I thought they could be repaired. They couldn't. So the one good thing that happened to me, good morning, King Daniels, is I went to Mengo Hospital, and I was over my ophthalmologist, right? Ophthalmologist, I think I was over my ophthalmologists. So I had a lot of work yesterday to do. Yeah, ophthalmologists. So I remember there's a time I had something with my eye, and then my youngest son had something with his eye, and then we went to the hospital, and the doctor said, you need to go and see an ophthalmologist. Yeah, that time I didn't know the meaning, but it stuck to me. So the ophthalmologist that worked on me yesterday was called Brenda. Okay, lovely lady there. And so I go to the hospital, I go to the paying area. You know, when you go to Mengo, there's a tent where you go get a number, then you go to the cashier and then pay. And then after payment, you go to the reception and then wait. And then they direct you to the ophthalmologist. Yeah, the eye clinic. So I head out to see the doctor, and you know that thing that they make you sit, put your chin on, and they look in your eyes. And as she's cleaning it with whatever formula they use to clean it, she says, "Hi, for the love of cars, and yeah, so I said, thank you. I normally I don't know what to respond towards things like that. When someone says something like that, it's really nice when someone says, and so she said that, and she started checking my eyes, and then I remember that's the very lady that gave me the glasses I have. My previous glasses. She's the very woman that gave me the glasses, and I remember she worked on my son Ragnar. The boys fought, and Abban kind of damaged Ragnar's eyes. So I had to take Ragnar to the hospital, and that's the time that she checked my eyes, and she said, you know what? If you don't get glasses, it will get worse. And I remember I had gotten glasses in 2010. Nafuna glasses in 2010, and I did not want them, so I used to put them here. So at that time, so I would walk from campus to home. So one evening, I'm walking to campus, and my glasses fall, and I say, that's 2010. So I got these glasses at the end of 2021. So then I remember she's the one that gave me the glasses, but that's before For the Love of Cars became what it is today. It was kind of tiny then. So she writes stuff for me on those sheets that they give us, and she says, okay, you go the other side. There's a place you go and then get your eyes checked a little more by I think an eye technician, and I go to this place, and the guy checks me, makes me read stuff, and then he says, okay, that last year. Then afterwards he says, okay, do you know the lady called Brenda? And I said, no, I don't. But then, by then I did not know that her name was Brenda. Do you know a lady called Brenda? And I said, no, I don't know. Good morning, Chris Fitness. And then I did not know who Brenda was, so but she brought yazina kujamura inakubusara inakundetira na akantu ko wano. I said no, but I don't know who Brenda is. And I remember the lady at the reception was really nice before I went to the ophthalmologist. The lady at the reception was really nice. I went and I told the lady, I'm because nothing in studio. Nothing in studio. I said I really need to go to the studio, and I need to go do some work. I'm in a hurry. And she said, but Ratchet, okay. And I told her my glasses broke when I was in the car, because I remember I sat on my glasses accidentally when I was leaving before I left home. So when I was in the car, I was trying to fix them. Almost everything goes wrong at the wrong time. So I was trying to fix them line, and they broke. I don't want yanguza plastic plastic tamenyika. So so then he says, okay, she was really nice even at the reception. So apparently, for the love of Kazi's watched vane ku YouTube ne TikTok videos zitambula nnyo. Glasses nyina UBQ. Of course my other glasses zibadde zikaddiye, like they were mubadde mu ne buno obuntu. I had intended to go change them naye nga ngayala zibadde zirimu obuntu munongo nebo zidongosa olumu teziterera. So I just wanted to change the lenses. Kyankoze obuntu even the frames broke. So the reception lady was really nice to me as well. Then the ophthalmologist was really nice to me as well. Let's have yeah, Mariko. So then after this guy checks me out, he asks me if I know Brenda. I don't know Brenda. And normally things were to do with ladies. Ndwawo kubuuza, oyinza okubuuza omukyala nga guy akubuuza mukazi wayagala kulaba bamwogera anymore. So I went back to the ophthalmologist, and then apparently the ophthalmologist was called Brenda. So I checked my forms. I think I still have my forms here. And on my forms, there's that yellow form for the guys that have gone to Mango. There's that yellow chip they give you. And she had written her name. She didn't write her phone number, guys. She just wrote her name. She said, so that's why the guy was telling me, omukyala go bayita Brenda. So I go back to the ophthalmologist, and he tells me, you know what? Nakubuusiza nalabye otudde nnyo. And I started appreciating a good name. Sometimes the benefits that come with a good name olumu tebirabika. Bijja buzi ne biyitawo n'obaako byofuna nga naawe obadde tosuubira nti osobola okukola ki, nga naawe obadde tosuubira nti osobola okubifuna. Okitegeera. So that's one of the things that happened to me yesterday. But apparently the ophthalmologist Brenda, simanyi oba nawe bayita ba Dr. Brenda, knew me. The receptionist knew me, but the guys that were giving glasses did not know me. And they were not really nice. So you can imagine someone that's used to being treated really nice. No tukangi na baga glasses tebagala kumanya. But anyway, the positive is a good name is very important. So I just wanted to talk about a good name since it's Market Tuesday. Fena tuerwaneko to make sure that whatever you do, you try as much as possible to do good. It doesn't matter. You know, in Uganda, almost everything has been commercialized. You go to the passport office, you ask an afande the direction to the office that you want to go to, and he expects you to give him money. Almost everyone expects you to give them money. There is the time I was parking, street parking. I'm going to pay for multiplex. So an afande came, one of those askaris that guard, I think I was parking near, was it this place where Batunda Basima or King Fahad Bitature. So I was parking there. One of these askaris came and started directing me. Of course, me, I don't need directing. But he started directing me. I think for him, he thought to be a directing a parking. So I park, and after parking, I get out, I go do whatever I was doing, and then when I come back, I sit in the car, the parking lady comes from multiplex, I pay for the ticket, and then the askari is standing there looking at me like this. Nenga when nali mfulu memoroka the first time, I actually said thank you. But he was standing, they're expecting me to also pay him. So almost everything in this country thinks they need to be paid for even the little things that they do as individuals. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So there are things that like there are times that people consult me. Some of those things I don't charge people for them. And I don't, because some of these things are also learning experiences for me. There are certain things that we benefit from them. Like lessons. Like lessons, someone can ask for something. So and then apart from that, you actually get good, I don't know if you call it good press. So there's a website I'm going to recommend for you probably next week. And I want us to keep it, to make it part of us, to make people accountable for the bad things they do. Okay, so if you go to a service provider, you remember how I talked about my sister-in-law going to give birth at this big hospital, and then one of the nurses wasn't really nice. And so there's this website where you can actually go create an account and post your bad experience. You have to post a picture as well. You post your bad experience wherever you've been. For example, you go to a restaurant and they treat you not nicely, so you can go to that website and post a picture and post your experience in full story, no limitation, no word limitations, and there is no moderation. The moment you post your post like this, it goes live. However, with that, you have to leave your phone number, you have to leave your email address, just to make sure that what you're saying is actually authentic. But there is no limitation. Your information is really safe. Because everyone should strive to actually create a good name. And a good name doesn't just come free of charge. People that don't just look at you and like, oh guy, oh, now let's just start thinking good things about him. Good things actually come after you work for them. You don't have to lift weights for them, you don't have to run a marathon for them, but the little things you do, how you talk to someone, how you smile at them, how you the reception you give them, how you serve them if they come to your workplace. You go to I remember the time I went to renew my driving permit, and then this lady, I think it was counter 3, she was rude. So I told her, don't be rude to me. No, you are not. Don't be rude to me. Don't be rude to me. And apparently after that, everything went smooth. You know, the way the internet has made things work is that when people are not good to us, when people treat us with disrespect, the news goes very fast. So and I think that's the reason why people, and you make it clear now, they try as much as possible for you to get what you came for over video. So I think that's what happened. So I want us to talk about a good name. A good name is very important. There's a number of times that I've been served very fast. I remember I went to a bank and the guy knew me, and he made sure that I got everything that I wanted very fast, because he knew me from For the Love of Cars. Now, these are people that have never done pre-purchase inspection with me. These are people I've never met, but these are people that I know have seen the content that we do here. Because on a content channel, for example, we do it together. Neku TikTok, because TikTok, I don't come up with my ideas. The things that I come from here, I put on TikTok, and then people ask questions and I create more content. So the content that we create together as the For the Love of Cars family is a content that goes far and kind of creates a good name for me. So I want us to talk about a good name. A good name is important. All the other things that we try to do, buy a nice car, buy nice clothes, buy nice perfume, build a nice house, live in a good neighborhood, get a good job, all those things can get you good things, but temporarily. There's nothing like a good name. Let me give you an example. Cute Kaye. You guys remember Cute Kaye, right? So Cute Kaye was popular when I was in Nariko campus I was in A level when Cute Kaye was a hit. I was in senior 4 when Cute Kaye was big. We yakubira emikwano jinkese ono yasembye Wadama kaga tute. Actually, the guy that acted in that video was Mukasa Chalani. When I was in my S4 vacation, I was part of Bakaimbira Drama Actors. And that's when he hit. Now remember, since 2006, yeah, they are very fast. Cute Kai was on top of his game in 2006, around 2007, 2008, 2009. And then, we pushed to start. And then, Cute Kai went down. And then we stopped hearing anything about Cute Kai. But like about Cute Kai, then all of a sudden, I think about 3 years ago, we Cute Kai abitala. Cute Kai abitala. Cute Kai, people try to bring him, get him back on board, and they take him to rehab, blah blah blah. Again, Cute Kai has stolen something. But remember, the one thing that is keeping Cute Kai going at this time was his name. It was, okay, Cute Kai has a nice voice, Cute Kai sang very good songs, oh, we need to help Cute Kai. No, but all the instances where they got him. Thank you, Nelson, for reminding us. Guys, like and share the broadcast. So Cute Kai kept having comebacks because of his name. Because at the time when he was up there, he did not apparently do bad. So Cute Kai all of a sudden gets a comeback, people help him, and Cute Kai is back. He's not on the top, but Cute Kai is good. While I don't think he can actually complain about life. He doesn't have a hit song, but he's doing okay. The same thing happened to Didi. You remember producer Didi? He has a studio right now where he works. Okay? I don't know how good the studio is right now, but apparently his TikTok is also working very well. He has guys that come to do songs in his studio where he works and all that. So life seems to be better than what it was when he was crying on TikTok interviews and all that. So a good name is actually very important. Let me just go through, because if I just say giving you examples, citing examples, you may say ejo jali mikisa jabwe. I can tell you it's jali mikisa. For life to work out well for you, if you say everything at a guba mukisa, just it's not just a chance, it's about how you how you present yourself, how you treat other people when you are up there. A good name, first of all, a good name gives a first impression. When you have a good name, there's a way people see you the first time they see you. Like I've said, majority of the people that I've met that don't know me, and they say, oh hi, for the love of cars, mbasibamanyi, but because and I strive as much as possible with every business that I do to not put myself out there. So you'll find that for Dynamo, for example, and for the guys that don't know Dynamo is where I work. It's a creative arts company. We do performing arts, film, and we have a TV show that is coming soon on Pearl Magic. It will be airing on Pearl Magic Loco in September 2023. I'll give you the program very soon. And so if you want to learn more about Dynamo, you can go to our website, dynamocreatives.com, and then you can learn more about Dynamo. So people don't even know about me, but they know about Dynamo. So majority of people don't even know about Arthur. Some people don't even know my name, but they know for the love of cars. But it's okay for them to identify me as for the love of cars. I want that brand to actually go further than where I can go. Because that's the importance of us building brands, that they can actually be bigger than us. Sigamanti, it dies with you. So positive first impression is very important. So when you have a good name, when people perceive you as not a bad person, when people perceive you as a pleasant person, then positive first impressions are very good. You go to, like I go to a city oil, I go to a Shell petrol station, I go to a Total, and people already know me. So it doesn't matter how I come in a way. When you have a good name, even the things that you do that don't go very well, people perceive like, oh, he has done it, something like that. I remember I was watching an interview with Charles Senkubuge, and he was saying in the past when, I think he was giving an excuse why he doesn't write plays anymore, or good movies, because they simply just don't write good stuff anymore. And he was saying that In the past, he used to be able to sit in a taxi and listen to conversations. When he goes to a function, he sits behind with the wananchi and listens to what they're saying, and that's where he gets the content to write. But he was saying that right now, every time he goes to a place, bamuteka ku high table, so tachawulira mbozi zilize yajanga mu content. So he was of course, a good name comes with benefits, but it also doesn't come with so many of them. Now, like for a writer like him, then he misses out on the content that he used to get to write on. So a good name, of course, gives positive first impressions. People kind of like you immediately, even before they interact with you, because they have sort of interacted with you when they heard about you, when they watched you. Like when people watch these videos, they have a positive first impression of it, even before they talk, even before I open my mouth. Like for example, when I went to see this ophthalmologist, I hadn't even talked to her because I never introduced myself, but she knew who I was. And then she worked on me. She was really, of course, she's a nice woman. Even the time I got my first pair, she was really nice. She was nice to my son and all that. But of course, she was nice this time, and I believe that this elevated her niceness to me. Good morning, Muhwezi. Good morning, Zach. Good morning, Starch. Good morning, Daniel. So the second benefit of having a good name, of course, is trust and credibility. How I've seen this is that there are times, for example, we have gone to do pre-purchase inspection, and the person that bought a car left it with my mechanic for weeks. I remember the time we bought a Wish. Of course, the owner of this Wish is a big person in police. And at that time, I did not know. I only got to find out that this guy was big in police later on. So this guy, and then he said, Arthur, come do pre-purchase inspection with me. So we went and bought a Wish. And afterwards he said, you know what, Arthur? I'm going to the village, but I'm going to leave this car with your mechanic. I'm only leaving this car with him because of you. If you trust him, can I leave it with him? And I said, yeah. So this gentleman left his car with my mechanic for 3 weeks. The day he bought it, he did not drive it. He did not even go to see where my mechanic works. No, he just left the car with my mechanic for 3 weeks. So he went to the village. After coming from the village, he continued his way. He's a big man in police. He went on with whatever his business was. And after 3 weeks, he calls the mechanic and says, oh, you bring it to Arthur's office. So the mechanic, Paul, how are you? Good morning, Brian. So after then the mechanic brings that car to Bat Valley, and then I think he learned where my mechanic's garage was later on. And then there is a lady that bought a Noah with us still she left the car with the mechanic, I think, for like over 3 months. Afterwards they came and got they got the car and took it. So trust and credibility. Now then there are also things that my mechanic doesn't do when he's dealing with me. He doesn't do it with me. He's slowly learning that like a good name is much more important than silver and gold. That's something that most brokers, that's something that most mechanics haven't learned. Nti bo bafanyo mukufuna emitwalo gine 5 negine 10 gye bafuna wano omuntu ne bamutomeze emmotoka embi nga tebafuddeeyo. Okitegeera. And sometimes I've realized that some people don't really care about how I have these tough conversations with people, and then I ask Negwe, let's talk about this. It's not really pleasant, but let's talk about it. Why do you want this particular car? Because sometimes you guys, when you come to it's not like you don't know what you want. Majority of the times you guys know what you want, but sometimes what you want is not really good for you. Sometimes what you want is not really good for you, or sometimes what you want might cause you problems. So sometimes I actually park, like I remember there is the last time we bought a car, twasembe ogula morokachi. Twaguze Fielder, right? So after seeing all the options of cars we saw, I was driving, we were going to see, I think it was the Alex UAW of 19 million. So we drove and I parked somewhere, and I say to this gentleman, you know what? I think this is my time to talk now. You want the Alex. I totally understand you want the Alex. You are actually willing to invest 19 million in that UAW. But is it worth it? Like, what are you going to use this car for that will recoup the investment? And he clearly didn't have that much business he was going to. And I told him, you know what, it doesn't make sense to me. Instead of buying that Alex at 19 million, lwaki tetugenda mu bond nitsasula ezo million 17 nga bwozina ne bakubanja inotandike moroka ngampya. It won't be an Alex, but it's, for me, it's much more worth it. Okitegeera. Arthur, I have a car. I need you and your mechanic to check out to see the issues with it. I feel good losing. No problem. I can share his number and you see. You go check. You go look at him. You go and he checks it out. Yeah. So so normally when I have those tough conversations, it's not just about me, because the work would have been easier. We drive to this new Alex, and he pays for the car and goes. But there are some deals that are not fair. Some deals are just not fair. Until you'll go home, you'll be comfortable, but then at the end of the day, you'll think about it and say, what was wrong with me? At least keep the 2 million or keep the 3 million and use it for something else. And then when that thing that you're going to use the money for works out, then you can use that money that you have made to upgrade the car you have. So sometimes it's some of the things I do, not because you don't pay me to advise you or anything. You pay me to just go and look at cars that you choose and make a decision. But sometimes it's for me, I know that cars are much deeper than that. There are times you buy a car noga nekatingaba anzibie nengo chilaba later on. The other thing that happens with a good name is networking and opportunities. A well-regarded name can open doors to new connections and opportunities in various fields. Yes. There are investment opportunities that I've got from people simply because of what I do here, and they say, okay, I think you are one person that I could work with on this project. And sometimes they don't even need me to invest money. They just want me to invest my time, and they just want me to invest my specialty as a marketer. And you know what? You come. Let's look at this option. Tugenda kuwa shares weziti oba tugenda kusasula bwebiti. You get the opportunities I've got simply because I have a considerably good name. I won't say I have the best up their name. I have a considerably good name. So some people come and they want to work with me because of the good name. And I totally understand that. If you do, there are people that I admire in the industry who necessarily don't have to be the most talented, but because they have a good name. Good morning, Jude. Because they have a good name, they have gotten opportunities come their way. One example is Abe Muchibi. He has a good name. So he has kept on getting contracts renewed, either with MTN or Centenary Bank, or with, and then Patrico has one with Equity, or where they just keep getting the gigs, billboards, billboard, in TV ads, radio ads, not necessarily that there's something that magical about them, but because they have a good name. And a good name, of course, comes with you doing things that people expect you to do, like deliver, treat them nicely, don't give empty promises and all that. So some of the people that I admire actually have principles, and they deliver on their principles. Okay, I'm not driving today because I'm working from home for the first half of the day. Then later on, I'll head out to work in the field. Yeah, so networks work themselves out better if you have a good name. So sometimes I hear people, especially motivational speakers, telling people, go out, network. You people, there's nothing harder than networking. But if you go to a place when you are known for something, when you go to a place when you have a good name, networks work themselves out. Oh, hi. So nice to finally meet you. That light bulb moment for people when they see and recognize, oh, you're the one. Networking becomes easy. There are times I've worked with my mechanic in Chiseka Market. You'd actually think the Chiseka Market guys don't like me, but apparently they kind of like me. My mechanic one time told me, they know where to find you. So we were walking Chiseka Market one time, and apparently all the, wait, Arthur, for the love of cars, man, it's like now I can actually go and network with each of these guys independently if I want. I can go to these shops and talk to these guys and get discounts, because they have seen me somewhere, because they know me for something. Networking becomes easier if you work in the background first, create a good name, create a brand, and so networking becomes easier. It's banange networking ateri akumanyi tebali kye bakumanyidde nzibu ntiu mwe bagayi nzibu. So the other thing, brand recognition for business or public figures, a strong name can aid in brand recognition and recall. Definitely. That's why when brands are struggling, then they get brand ambassadors. Like I think Abi Muchibi is brand ambassador for Centenary. Then Patrick was brand ambassador for Equity. I don't see his things anymore, but I think he was. And then Kansime was brand ambassador, but for what? Then there's Zizinga, a brand ambassador for GoTV. Because some people will associate with your brand if it's associated with certain other brand. That's why it's important for us to create brands. Mchara wanga nwana konyo nanga nene hani okitegeera hani kola bwoti ekyo nedda hani okitegeera like okay create nze nalibadde mugamba your brand should be working like this, but apparently ebintu byentera mugamba ate yabikwata bukusuna okunsi, and then she tells me you need to do it this way, you need to, of course it's going to cost you a little more money, but then this is better for your brand, this is better for okitegeera, it's better for business and all that. So brand recognition it comes with a good name as well. So of course, improved career prospects. If you have a good name, career will work itself out much better for you. Job opportunities open much better for you. If you have social media channels, your Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn. So if you have those social media handles, try as much as possible to use them nicely. Try to post things that are important, post things that are positive. Don't be struggling on those social media handles. As a profile, personally, I left Facebook. When I had a Facebook profile, now I have a Facebook page that I can control myself much better there. So I left Facebook as a profile as Arthur Chisenyi, the profile. Now I have Facebook, Arthur Chisenyi, the marketer, the artist. So it was hard for me to hit a pothole and not get angry. It was hard for me to go to a hospital where service delivery was bad and not complain. It was hard for me to see things going wrong, and as a person not, but as a brand, Arthur Chisenyi, the page, I can actually control myself. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I can control myself as a brand. Because I'm a brand, it's bigger than the individual. Especially during the election time, it was too tense. So many things were going wrong. And apparently when you're invested in politics, you feel like you should talk about stuff. But I've learned the hard way that sometimes just keep quiet, let things flow. There are some people that are happy with it. Have you considered starting up a vehicle garage? You would nail it so good. We would flock the place for trusted service. I've thought about so many things, but probably in the future. But I've thought about it. What does it mean not to have a social media page and struggling? I don't know what you mean. What does it mean not to have a social media page and struggling? I don't know what you mean, Paul. Try and explain that a little more. Brian, good morning. Paul, try and explain that a little more. Because apparently in this day and age, almost everyone needs social media. Ojetaga. On social media, you can have opinions, professional opinions. For example, if you're a doctor, on social media, you can post things, experiences, as long as you don't disclose patients' names and patient numbers, you don't post pictures of patients and all that. But the experience you post on social media elevates your person. If you're a lawyer, you use social media to post opinions on cases. You use your social media to advise people on issues they would otherwise be struggling with if you are not there. And later on, when, for example, potential employers, potential people that will give you contracts, when they Google you, because people now Google you, people Google you. So if people Google you and you're nowhere to be seen, then they'll ask, in this digital age, why isn't this person here? Chitegeza, this person is, oh, you said it's not Sichirunji Kubana social media page, media, it's struggling. Still not clear. I don't remember saying that exactly. So I think what I said was that, especially during the election period, I was invested in politics. I remember there's a time we were having with a conversation with my wife, way back before we had kids. And then we were still dating, and then I was asking her, because she was making some political decisions that were not really informed. I was asking her, you're happy with how things are going? I mean, you're going to have kids. You want your kids to go to such a hospital. You want, when you're pregnant, you drive through such roads. And then she started thinking about it. And then I think I got a little more invested in this politics thing. So with my personal social media profile, I kept posting political things, Of course, they were genuine, and they were the political things it wasn't really political. It was service delivery gone bad. It's like how you can say Arthur Oba Abantu, Arthur Otomeza Abantu. Arthur, this thing is not really about Arthur, it's about Kutomeza Abantu. But Arthur will be offended because his name is kind of involved there. So I decided to just leave the social media profile. I ditched it. So I kept the social media page. So I have a page, Arthur Chisenyi. Well, that's where I show, and I keep it professional because that's the Arthur Chisenyi brand. So it's not good to have social media pages or social media profiles and you don't post things that elevate you, and not post things that make you a better person, make you look like a better person. We open up on social media pages or social media profiles. Make sure that you are a better person in public, because having a social media page, a social media profile, is like you putting on a suit. You want people to look at you and they say, okay, on your Paul Senyonga Wetumanyi, Oshtegera, on your Paul Senyonga that we expect to see. Oshtegera. Dawood, it's politics, but politics controls everything. Politics controls the kind of hospitals you go to. Politics controls the roads you drive on. Politics controls the taxes you pay. Politics controls a lot of things. So yes, we can ignore it now, but just know your kids will pay for your ignorance. Whenever you ignore, so you can ignore now, but will your kids ignore, or will your grandkids ignore? So that's why sometimes I try to ignore and I can't. You can't ignore. I'm not a politician, I'm not in any political whatever, but what we've been doing, they are a result of politics. Bad politics brings them because I was trying to make a point. So a good name. Enhanced relationships. So when you have a good name, you tend to attract people, good people. You tend to attract people that actually have good intentions. If you said everything about for the right things, when you do the right things, I don't know if you guys have seen it. When you do the right things, and there is no way a good name comes from you doing the wrong things. If you're doing the wrong things, then you are very good at hiding the bad things that you're doing. So when you have a good name, good people are attracted to you. People that have good intentions are attracted to you. So you tend to have healthier relationships. You tend to have good relationships with the public when you have a good name. You see, the best example we can give is Barack Obama. This guy has a good name. Children love him. Almost everyone loves him. Even when his kid kuna bad press somehow because you have a good name. But if you don't have a good name, when bad news happens, people are waiting for that bad news to spread it. They will spread it very fast. The bad people are waiting. But when you have a good name and you maintain it at that, try as much as possible as an individual. Of course, be the ma, but it's important that you try as much as possible to maintain a good name. Try as much as possible to work for and maintain a good name. Help us shed more light between a good name and fame. Now, fame is being known. Fame is being known. But sometimes fame comes with, of course, you can be famous for the wrong reasons, but fame for the wrong reason doesn't last. All people that have been famous for the wrong reasons did not really last. If you said every singer, their fame would go for a couple of months and then it's done. But a good name is being known for good things. That's a good name. A good name is being known for the right things, for the right reasons. And every time people see you, they see you because, oh, you're doing such a good job. Oh, you're such a good person. Oh, you helped so and so. I'll give you an example. Do you guys know a gentleman called Dr. Spire Sentongo? Spire Sentongo. He's a lecturer at MOOC. He draws cartoons. He's a cartoonist. And he's a lecturer, I think, in a Department of Industrial Arts. Now, that guy is known for he has a good name. He's not really famous. Spire Sentongo can walk past here and nobody can recognize him apart from the people that know him. What he does, he draws cartoons that cause social change. He draws cartoons about the things that are going wrong in the society, about things that are going right in the society. And for the people that follow his cartoons, they know him. And because of that, on Twitter, he's really popular. So whenever something goes wrong somewhere, people actually inbox him for advice. So Spire Sentongo has a good name. He's not famous. No, he's not. But he has a good name among the people that know him. People that are famous, let me give you an example. A famous person is a person like, you remember this guy, this Mosei. I can't accept that. You remember that Mosei? SB4 brought him. And almost everyone was looking for his videos. No. Do you guys remember a guy called Publicity Natete? He would say the wrong English. You remember him? He was cross-eyed. So Publicity Natete was famous. He was really famous. His interviews kept going on, and he would say he had interviews where they would ask him, how did you get to this place? And then he would say a bunch of random words that did not add up. He will never show his face. Who? Edwin, you're talking about Dr. Spire Sentongo. But I know how he looks like. I know how he looks like. So, Publicity Natete got really famous in like 4 months. And then he went down at once. The same thing happened to this guy, the Mosei. I don't know his name. Mosei Jemba. Yes, Mosei Jemba. Mosei Jemba went up and then went down whoop, at once. That's fame. Famous. For you to be famous, it doesn't really take too much. You can say one line like this and you become famous. And then you come down. Publicity Natete, Yasin Mpaji. I don't know if, and I think when he was still natural, I think his wrong English was part of him. He just did not know he just did not know English. But then when he started getting interviews and then he started doing it intentionally, then his fame went down because now he wasn't natural anymore. There's this other guy, the guy that read announcements at burials. I don't know what his name was. That guy was really popular at once. I think for like 2 months, and then he went down. Whoop. But the good thing is, he was really famous, and then they built a house for him. His fame went, but he had a house. So that's fame, Council Patrick. That's fame. Now, a good name, you build it over time. A good name doesn't just come in 1 month. A good name is something that you can work with for a number of years. Then this guy called Charles of SB4, who dated another psycho Asia. Oh, the other guy this was Charles, then there was Mzee Jemba, the one that reads announcements on barriers. There is also this who came up with Trend to Party. Now that one I don't know him. Washtegera. Mzee Jemba, he didn't finish the house between, but he got a smile, good money in a short time. Exactly, that's fame. But a good name is something that you're going to work with for a very long time. I remember there's a doctor in Mengo Hospital. When I'm treating myself, especially when I'm in town, where I can keep them accountable. Since I gotta get more clinics where I won't keep, they will not be accountable. I live life. So I go to Mengo or Rubaga. All my kids were Babazadi Rubaga. But for eyes, if you have any issue with the eye, I recommend Mengo Hospital. So but this wasn't for the eye. Doctor, it's been a long time since I've been there, and he treated me really nicely. So at that time, if this website that I hope to recommend to you next week after I've studied it was there, I would have recommended him. So on this website that I'm going to tell you about next week is when you get a good experience with someone, you can actually go and post it so that people can go and find it there, and then they learn more about the good things this person has done and how good he is at his job. And if you get a bad experience, you can still go to this website and post it. There is no moderation. Posting you need to have a picture evidence though. Bank and someone is rude, take a picture of them secretly and then post them. This is how we are going to keep people accountable. Patrick, you remember you said you talked about that last time when I didn't want to disclose the name of the hospital. So now the website is actually there. I just want to study it in Dabe and then I'll recommend it to it. Now about my business. Yes, live life. Today is Market Tuesday. Live life. You guys, let's market our businesses. Kambawe dakika 10 because my time is almost over. Kambawe dakika 10 for you guys to actually tell us about your businesses. Don't forget to share your phone numbers. I love that. It is good to seek services from places that have something to lose. Exactly. Me, I don't want to deal with people that have nothing to lose. But the people that have nothing to lose actually treat you worse. The moment you give them money, they have nothing to lose. So 10 minutes, let's talk about our businesses, guys. If you have a business, you provide a service, talk about it here and tell these people. Don't forget to share your phone numbers and emails. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Yes, guys, don't forget to like the broadcast and share it. I do pre-purchase inspection. If you're going to buy a car and you don't want to make mistakes, apparently MTN is giving interest on money. When you keep your money on mobile money, they give you interest. I received 114 shillings yesterday from Momo as interest. I don't know how they calculate this, but I've been getting these messages for some time now. There's also a time I got 76 shillings. So I do pre-purchase inspection, guys. And if you want to buy a car, you want to get a good deal, get a good car, I come with my mechanic. We come and check out. You can have a list of cars. You can have a bunch of cars that you have already looked at and you want us to just check them out. I normally recommend you don't look at one car. When you look at one car, you're limiting your options. You're limiting your options. However, I have like 5 cars, call like 5 brokers and tell them to put the cars there for you. And then we pick out the best out of all those cars. Arthur, sorry for interruption enough. Our friend bought a car sometime back. It was tracked by the seller, but the seller didn't remove the tracker. No, when you buy a car, make sure the seller removes the tracker. Mubuzo inamu tracking device yo. Agambe yes. Ngajijam. Did they buy it with me, Edwin, though? Did they buy it with me? Because for me, when we buy cars, tracker I make sure that the owner removes the tracker. Okay, Paul says he does leadership trainings, corporate events, emceeing symposiums, weddings, and anniversaries. Paul, you have forgotten to share your phone number. Yes, Edwin. Sometimes abantu aba batunda mamoroko baraba. They leave the trackers because they want to come back for the car. Sometimes someone just leaves the tracker innocently. Ng'atalina kyagenda gikozesa n'agyerabiramu n'abivaako okitegeera. Like me, I have 2 trackers of cars that I've sold. Nzina mu moroka yange wano nazijjanga mbujja nenteeka mu glove box okitegeera, mu glove box nentereka awo okitegeera. So sometimes people leave the trackers there because abamu babbi ng'ayagala agireke mu tracker akuweemu obudde agibbe indekeeya okitegeera. Yaba apulaninga n'amanya bwenjibba wano njizza wano kuba gwoba tolina tracker ye amanyi waagitwala nga bagitematema byebatemyetema oba nga bagikyusa byebagikyusizza nga baddamu batunda okitegeera. Also sometimes people have trackers in those cars because beewoze nnyo ssente. That's why transferring of a car ownership is very important. Oli ajja genda yeewolemu ssente mu platinum credit oba mu money lender bateekemu tracker. Kati gw'ogula emmoroka nga tomanyi kumbe waliwo abagitrackinga. Olumu n'oyo agiguziza ayinza obutagibba. Like someone else might come and steal that car without, it's probably the technician that put the tracker. So when someone sells you a car, it's important that you ask, do you have a tracker installed so that you remove it? So Paul, you have forgotten to share your phone number. Let's use this time, 10 minutes to market. Let's market our business. Don't forget to share your phone number. Share your phone number as you try to talk about your business. Today is Market Tuesday. Want your room marketing and we have Market Tuesday. So let me go on. Namwe, you can continue actually posting your businesses and services. A good name will give you increased influence. Like the more you work on your name, the more you work on bettering your name or your brand, you'll get much more influence. There are things that you can say and they'll be respected because they know you for something, and they know you for something good. How do I know that the car has tracking? Sometimes you don't. Just ask the person that is selling the car to you if there is a tracker. That's why it's important if you buy a car and you really value it. Now you take a tracking device. So that oli bw'anaagibba n'alowooza nti erimu tracker ye yokka naawe ogitracking ogigweko okitegeera. Some of you people, when you buy cars, you think a car is something that is omanyi bagenze batukuza batugamba ebintu by'ensi tebirimu makulu. Let me tell you, earthly things are important. Earthly things are important, you guys. Don't ignore earthly things. Yeah, the priest that is telling you earthly things are not important, he comes to preach to you in a church in a Land Cruiser. He's telling you earthly things are not important. A priest that is telling you earthly things are not important will not come to have a mass at your home without you giving him transport. Why doesn't he use the facilitation from the parish? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So earthly things are important. When you buy your car, put a tracking device, you guys. Naddala mwabagula emmoroka ezebbeeyi $1,15,000, $2,000,000. Mbagamba nnyo naye omanyi kati bwe malanza okuyambako ofuna emmoroka mba saagala kubanga yeekolera kalango sikigambako awo. Actually, most of the times, it's my mechanic that reminds you that you have to put a tracking device. Put a tracking device in your car if you value your car. Okitegeera. Put a tracking device in your car. It's important. So increased influence. The moment you have a good name, people will trust your opinion. And when people trust your opinion, then you have more influence. Forget about all these things about the book increasing, influencing people. I've read that book, but nothing beats you having a good name. When you have a good name, influencing other people becomes very easy. You see, of course, there are names that we cannot use here because when you use that name, they'll say you're doing politics. I'll just ignore that. But a good name is very important. The reason why Muhammad Segrinya was able to go to parliament was because he had a good name. He had a good name. That's one guy that was doing all things to people. He has a good name. That's why he did not go to parliament, because I don't think he even had a budget for campaigns. No, I don't even think he really campaigned Nange Namudonda, because I voted in his constituency. I voted for Muhammad Segrinya. Not because I know in parliament, majority of people that go to parliament just waste time and taxpayer money. So at least this guy that has been already doing good things, let him get the money to do more good things. All I want to argue in parliament simply because of that. What about again? Because now they don't have good names. Everybody knows about them now. They are famous, they are popular, but they don't have good names. Parliament. So the other thing that happens is mental well-being. Mr. Daniel Ranga. Doesn't a good name boost mental well-being? Like, you have more self-esteem, you feel good about yourself because you have a good name. You walk among people and you feel, okay, now I think now I've done well to deserve some kind of respect from people. So a good name actually boosts self-confidence, and in the end, mental well-being is actually good. They matter in life, like you having the best clothes, having the best perfume, having the best car. It's you trying to boost your self-esteem. But when you have a good name, your self-esteem will be muchenda. I've seen the best example is, you see these Muslim preachers are preaching at those videos that move around on TikTok. Those Muslim preachers that preach and they tell you, oh, the guys that preach basically the spiritual enrichment. Those guys, their esteem is high. He doesn't have the best car, no. He doesn't have the best clothes, no. He doesn't have the best house, no. But he has a good name. Because we white, oh, shake away, Father Chibi. You remember Father Chibi? Oh, people actually want to invite them to their home so that they talk to their congregation. They want to invite them to their company retreat so that they talk to people, because they have a good name. Sit your Paul Senyonga, Daniel Ocharigo. Probably you can also tell us some of the good psychologically. What do we get? Now, you need to understand that although you're going to build a good name and people respect you and then you get all these benefits, it's important that you also work on your character. Yes, you have done all these good things and people now respect you, people know you. So when you are among people, you have to actually have a good character that people, in like an hour, that people will still be, when apart from the things that they know about you, like when they come to sit close to you now, when they start dealing with you now, like an hour, guy, we all know some people that are like that. He's a nice person, but then when you come close to them, then they are no longer nice people. So you need to also work on your character. Let me go through the names. 1 hour is done. I'm going to keep time. Mr. Sengendo Abdul, Dusabe Darius, Deep in Coffee, Director Martha Academy, Abi Bukenya, Mwonge Richard, Access News, Chitumba Solomon, King Daniels, Antonio, Nimba Services, Access News, Chris Fitness, Raymond Sechibule, Funny Lifestyle, Nsereko Starch, Feel Good Music, Salmina, yes, Chris Wabuyi Nelson, Nsereko Starch, Chairman Zach, Muhezi Ivan, how is Dubai? Mr. Daniel Ranga, Brian Wanyama, Paul Senyonga, Jude Kasibante, Brian Bwire, Council Patrick Asiku, Dawood Munule, Edwin Mugirwa, Atuhaire Boaz, Publicist Natete, yes, Live Life UG, Andrew Subuga, Deep in Coffee, JK Weda Mkamori Joli, William Magezi, hi. Arthur, I'm sorry for going off topic. Now if you have digital number plates, digital number plates, it's hard to make them work in Uganda. It's very hard to make them work in Uganda. Already, you need systems that are working already for you to create more systems. You don't bring new systems to work together with systems that are not working already. You need to have systems that are working already for things to move. Anyway, guy, move and you could be alive. Tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow in the morning. Probably in Changina Kubanginda Ndoza Kola. Yeah, tomorrow I'll go to work in the morning. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for being part of this broadcast. I wish you a very lovely day. Ciao.